here, and I'm so glad that you're joining me for another beautiful day. So I'm just going to say one thing before we get too far into it, and that is a reminder. Starting next week, these videos will only be coming out on Wednesdays. So I just want you to all know now, starting next week, these videos are just going to be coming out on Wednesday. But it's okay. We're going to have a lot to talk about, a lot to share. It's still going to be great. A quick visual descriptor before I get going. I have long brown hair, glasses, a gray shirt, a silver bracelet, coffee mug in hand. That's some beautiful trees behind me. Absolutely beautiful trees. Now, I hope you have your coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Grab a cuppa. Let's talk about advice. And let's talk about how sometimes it can be difficult to take suggestions, to take advice from other people. We don't always find ourselves, excited about the idea of having to ask for help. It comes for all of us at some point or another. We have to ask for help now and again. Or sometimes we just need to allow people to help us. Depending on who you are, this can either be really easy or really difficult. But right now, I'm addressing those of you who might find it difficult to accept help, who might find it difficult to take advice, who might have a hard time really allowing for that assistance, that information to be passed to you. Do you feel like if you take someone else's advice, that somehow you're going against yourself, working against yourself? Do you feel like somehow you're not being successful in what you want to do if you accept help from someone else? If you do, you're not alone. It's all too common that we find the idea of accepting other people's help as some inherent failure on our own part. But think about life, think about community, think about family. Even growing up, we constantly have to accept help, advice, guidance from other people. There was tons of things you couldn't do on your own, and other people had to help you. As we go through education, it's the same thing. All of our teachers are there for advice and guidance, a helping hand, providing us with the tools to accomplish things. This doesn't change when you become an adult. We still need people to provide us with advice. We still need people to provide us with wisdom, guidance, tools with which to accomplish what we want to do. And I know it's difficult. I know. But for those of you out there who might have a hard time taking advice from others, taking guidance from others, maybe you're stubborn. Maybe you think that your way is the only way it can be done. I invite you to consider that it's definitely not the only way. True, some things can only be done in so many ways. If you want to put wiring and electricity in a home, it kind of has to be done certain ways. Sure, if you want to build a boat, the hull can only be designed so many ways to allow the boat to float. But that doesn't mean that the way you present is going to be the only way. And this is going to carry over to everything else in varying scales. If you have your own business, it might be your business, but you're still going to need to reach out to others. We can feel a sense of pride sometimes, or a sense that we should be able to do it all on our own, but we most certainly can't. There are many days and many times and many moments in our lives where we'll accomplish amazing things by ourselves. But if you feel stuck, if you're not progressing forward, if you're not reaching the place you wish to be, or if a problem is that a problem and you can't untangle it, you can't solve it, then ask for advice. It's okay. Hi over there on Twitch. I'm so glad you're joining us here. Don't be afraid to ask for advice, and don't be afraid to seek out extra education, extra knowledge. Look for experts. Look for people sometimes who are just in a similar position as you. If we talk professionally, sometimes our colleagues, sometimes our coworkers, they might have an entirely different way of looking at a situation than we do. And if a problem presents itself, say with getting something finished, with talking to someone else, our peers are going to have a lot of different ways to approach that same situation. Ask for their advice. Ask for their guidance. There's no shame in getting help. I'm going to say that again. There's no shame in getting help. None whatsoever. We're all in a place, in a life, in a world where we need to reach out, where we need tools that sometimes we don't possess. And this really is universal advice for you on the concept of taking advice. And it's advice to myself too. It's a concept where it doesn't matter if it's the personal, if it's business, if it's creativity, if it's love. We need to reach out and talk to other people. Many of us are in families, or maybe many of us are parents, and that means that we'll be faced with situations where, again, we don't know what to do. Never a bad time to consider the possibilities that someone else might give you a different perspective. Everything in our lives benefits when we seek the knowledge, the ideas, the wisdom, the perspective, and the point of view of other people. And if we're talking as a business, there's nothing wrong with asking your boss or asking a peer, or if it's your business, asking other business owners how to approach new problems, new situations. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I move forward? We are community of the world. And there's no reason that we have to sit in a position where we think we have to know everything. We have to accomplish everything by our own power. Don't be afraid to take advice. And don't be afraid to seek it out either. You're never alone if you have someone to ask. Now go ahead, get yourself an extra cuppa, because you definitely deserve one today. I know everyone out there is doing amazing things, working hard. And whether you're at the beginning or the middle or the end of a journey, you are doing great. Get that cuppa. Thank you so much. Now, I'm just going to talk to you about two things really quick, three things really quick. Thing number one is I've just put up a link for where you can sign up to my art workshop. The next one is on October 15th. They're every third Saturday of the month, and they're going tremendously well. It just makes me feel so good to share art with so many people. Do consider signing up. And then if I can get this, there we go. Oh my goodness. You know, sometimes all of these things work really well, and sometimes they do not, and that's okay. Now, thing number two, there's also going to be a link that you're going to see where you can go ahead and you can check out Focus on Growth, a wonderful new live stream community on Mighty Network. From DJ of Silver Fox Talks. Now, Focus on Growth is a great place to learn the skills, the confidence, and the abilities needed to become a live streamer or to just up your live stream game. The best part about it is kind of like what I was talking about today. It's a place where you can get advice, where you don't have to do things by yourself, and where you can really tap into a wonderful community of people to help you develop. Now, definitely go ahead, check out Focus on Growth. And hopefully that wasn't me. And now the last thing I want to say is just a reminder again. You're so very welcome, and I'm so glad you're here. A reminder again, starting next week, these videos are only going to be coming out on Wednesdays, but we're still going to have wonderful conversations, and we're still going to be able to enjoy this time together. Just a little less frequent. But that's okay because so much is coming between me teaching the workshops to being involved with Focus on Growth, which I'm really excited about because that's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to learn. To all sorts of other fun stuff coming up. And if you've seen some of my other posts, you'll know I have new stories coming out. So there's just so much going on. So there's still going to be tons of great things to look forward to. But I'm going to wish you all well. Be excellent. Get your cuppa and do not be afraid. Oh, yes. And of course, the painting, all about it. Yes. And don't be afraid to ask for advice. Be excellent. And I'll see you all again real soon. Bye, everybody.